What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Tay, and welcome back to Raising Your Crown, the only podcast where you can take your wild ass life, your messy chaos, and your oh shit, did I really do that moments, and turn it into pure, untouchable, holy power. First, big up to everyone who copped the Raising Your Crown calendar. Y'all are helping hurricane victims rebuild their lives, showing up for yourselves and showing up for others. So enough respect to Uno, okay? Big up. That's straight magic. Now, let me get into my weekend. Girl, I got really drunk. I got a little spicy with my mouth because, sometimes, my mouth be getting me into trouble. I ran on the streets with my date chasing after me. I danced in the middle of the club all by myself like I owned it. And I ended up the night snoring away like I won the medal and living my best entire life. I wasn't tripping nor slipping. I was fully let go. I fully let go. And I find that life gets so much better when you truly don't give a fuck what anyone says. Like, I've gone to Mexico and gotten drunken tattoos on my ass in the middle of the day. I came back from Jamaica with life's greatest oops, which was my daughter. And still, I don't give a fuck. I'm growing and I'm owning my shit, my flaws. And I look hella fine doing it too, okay? I do not look like my fuck ups, thank God. I embody power. No matter how much people have tried to judge me, embarrass me, traumatize me, hurt me, ridicule me, humiliate me, I will always end up on top. And you can put that on Mary Had a Little Lamb. And let me tell you something. That chaos, that's raw material for magic. The universe does not punish you when you go through your lessons. It's giving you lessons wrapped up in absurdity, humor, and growth. Now let's talk about universal laws because we ain't just clowning, we're leveling up here. The law of assumption says you already have abundance. Okay? You are already powerful. You don't need to wait for permission. You move bold, confident, like the main character in a movie that nobody's paid to see. Men, women, whoever you are, it works for all of us. Your energy is the vibe. People feel it, respect it, or get out of the way. True story. When I went to Jamaica a few years ago during COVID, I went with this guy who owned a boat. Yes, I was shallow at the moment. And yes, I wanted to hang out with him because he had a boat. Especially during COVID where you couldn't go anywhere. Anyways, we decided to go to Jamaica. And prior to that, I knew that he was an asshole. I felt like the relationship was like about to crumble, but I told myself, like, regardless, I'm going to go to Jamaica. I'm from there. And regardless of what happens, I'm going to have a good ass time. I'm going to have an amazing trip. Okay. And just so, we ended up breaking up 3 weeks later, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks later into the trip. And, it was during a time where they actually canceled all the flights from like Canada to, from Jamaica to Canada because of the cases, right? They were rising. And I was staying at this beautiful hotel on the beach in the Grill with a bunch of other random people that I met for the first time. And we were just having a good old time, okay? Amongst all the chaos. Meanwhile, my relationship was falling apart. And I ended up creating bonds with people aside from that man. And there was one point where the gentleman I was dating actually got like super offended at how close I was getting with everybody else. He decided to plan a trip up to Treasure Beach and rented these motorcycles. It was me, another female, and, her partner, and him, of course. And he was so frustrated with me and the whole situation that he actually tried to push me off that motorcycle on the commute there to Treasure Beach. And luckily I was there with some amazing people, strangers, like behind me, and they saw everything happening. And I said, "You need to pull over right now, because I'm telling you, there was no way he would have pushed me off that motorcycle without him coming off with me." Okay, and they saw that, and I cussed that motherfucker off. Okay, I was ready. Anyways, um, so basically, I was fighting for my life on this motorcycle. We pulled off the streets. We were at a bar. It was raining. I actually ended up getting a burn on my leg from the exhaust, and I was so blessed to had been with these people that I met randomly, his friends, where they were like defending me. They had my back at a moment where I felt alone, at a moment I was going through something alone. And we ended up finishing our commute to Treasure Beach, and that's where we ended up breaking up, because his friend ended up saying, "You know what, if I hear you disrespect this woman one last time in front of me and my girl, we're going to cancel this whole fucking thing and we're going home." And long story short, he was like, I'm leaving. Fuck you." And these were friends that were friends for a very long time. And they were actually trying to do a business deal. And I felt super guilty. I was like, okay, I need to get the fuck out of here. I called my cousin, and I, try to coordinate me going back to Negril to pick up my stuff and just doing my own thing. In the midst of it all, I called the guy's girlfriend who was there on the commute to Treasure Beach, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm leaving. Fuck him, or I'm doing my own thing. All the best. It was lovely meeting you." And she's like, "Okay, give me your email address, so I can send you some like cab money." And I'm thinking nothing of it. The next day I wake up and it's thousands of dollars in my fucking bank account. And I said, "Is this a mistake?" I text her, "Is this a mistake?" She was like, "Nah, yo." She blessed me. He blessed me. They both blessed me that day, and I will never forget that moment. And even when I came back to Canada and ended up finding out that I was pregnant, and we were still friends after that, and I ended up seeing him again, he blessed me again. He blessed me again. It was in the thousands, it wasn't any little money. And it was that moment where it was like I had that epiphany where it was like, I don't need to put up a fucking front for people to like me. I can just be myself and people will like me and rate me and respect me. Okay? So, yeah, on to the next. The law of attraction reminds us energy attracts energy. You put out boldness, humor, joy, and that little bit of crazy. Life always answers in ways you didn't expect. Maybe a stranger buys you a drink or drops some thousands in your bank account. Maybe a dude challenges you at a club for a dance battle, and next thing you know, you're blowing up on TikTok. That's abundance, okay? That's like unexpected, messy, hilarious irony. And you should take it, okay? By the horns. The law of attachment is all about letting go. Don't clutch onto your life like a cheap ass fucking purse. Let the universe surprise you. Maybe a dude tries to impress you with a fishing story that makes no fucking sense, but you laugh so hard you end up learning something about courage. Life is ridiculous and sometimes random like that, okay? So embrace it. The law of cause and effect says every wild move, every messy ass choice creates the next story. That night you ran like a cartoon through the streets, lesson. That 6 shot of tequila at midnight, lesson. That karaoke solo where you missed most of the notes, lesson and entertainment. Every action sets you up for the next power move. And the law of the now, that's your secret weapon. Stop living in shame about yesterday. Stop stressing about tomorrow. That moment right now, that's where you choose chaos into pure, unapologetic power. Okay? Their charisma, the finesse for life becomes part of history. Okay? It's something that you can laugh about rather than trying to override what God has planned for you. Instead of cringing and crying over every moment in your life, use it as a fuel. Use it as alchemy. Turn every negative emotion into power and look at the silver lining. That's your crown in action. You see, the point isn't perfection, it's presence. It's letting life throw spaghetti at you and catching it in a crown-shaped bowl. Owning your mess, own your choices, own your weirdness, own your wild energy, own your drunken sass. That's how you turn embarrassment into legendary status. And don't forget the booze, the babes, the ridiculous situations. It's all part of the curriculum. Laugh at it. Learn from it. Talk like the universe owes you nothing, baby. But still claim it anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's your vibe. That's your energy. That's your power. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to explain. You just need to show up in full color, fully yourself, unapologetically alive. That's holy street certified alchemy. Okay? I'm done talking. This is Miss Tay reminding you life is wild. The streets are funny. The universe is teaching you. And that's it. You're wilder, you're smarter, and you're more powerful than anyone can ever imagine. Now go and claim your crown. Thank you, y'all.